MUN society aims to achieve effective transformations through thought and discourse. Hence our motto, Triumpha Cogitandum, the victory of thought.
Before we commence the event, let's have a glimpse of the past 3 editions on the screen. Who can forget the grand opening of the first MUN edition, with over 200 students from 22 schools across India participating as delegates, reporters, photographers, and caricaturists. The executive board members of Khitan MUN, right from Gender and Policy Committee to Media and Reportage, put forth their ideas to spark the thoughts that led to a positive change in the world.
Even in the second edition, with 34 schools and over 200 delegates from across the globe, the event proved to be quite lively with unconventional and unique committees modeled on SDGs and Harry Potter universe. Young delegates participated enthusiastically in quality debate. The 2-day conference saw delegates from across the world. The topics of discussion were aligned beautifully with 17 Sustainable Development Goals prescribed by the United Nations.
The third edition witnessed more than 300 delegates and 55 schools from 7 different countries. The conference was rather unconventional relative to regular MUNs, focusing more on development of thought and ideas and conception of solutions than rules. Under the guidance of the executive board members, the 7 committees provided the delegates a platform to debate a large variety of topics, such as prison reforms, the platform economy, and its impact on workers, nation, and well-being, deschooling's impacts, farmers' protests, future of gaming industry, and child-friendly urban planning. The past 3 experiences do make me all the more excited to witness what the 4th edition has got into it. Each year we are having an increasing participation.
In this 4th edition, we have with us 17 schools, along with delegates even from an international school from Tanzania, East Africa. May we take this opportunity to welcome delegates from the Scholar School, Delhi, Kiamangalam Vikas Puri, Jagran Public School, Noida, Air Force Golden Jubilee, New Delhi, Alcon International School, Delhi, Sanskriti Public School, Delhi, St. Mark World School, Delhi, the Sri Ram Millennium School, Noida, Navy Children's School, Delhi,
Silwan Public School, Delhi, Amity International School, Vasundhara, Arvachin International, Delhi, Dayavanti Modi Academy, Meerut, Prakriti, Greater Noida, Birla Vidyaniketan, Delhi, White Leaf Public School, Delhi, and our very own, the host, our school, Khitan Public School.
The moment has finally arrived. We are immensely delighted to welcome our special guests, Mr. Lakshay Talwar and Mr. Prathit Singh, our principal, Ms. Claire White, and other dignitaries together with delegates, chairpersons, and the audience to the Khitan Public Schools Model United Nations Conference, Thinkers Conclave 4.0. This time again, global. We are very hopeful that everyone's experience will be enriching and memorable.
Shubham Karoti Kalyanam, Arogyam Dhana Sampada, Shatru Buddhi Vinashaya, Deepa Jyoti Namostute. Despite our modern outlook, we still hold on to our heritage and firmly believe in traditional ethics. So every auspicious occasion is embarked on by lighting the lamp.
Shubham Kurutvam Kalyanam, Arogyam Dhana Sampada. Shubham Kurutvam Kalyanam, Arogyam Dhana Sampada. Shatru Buddhi Vinashaya, Deepa Jyoti Namostute.
Groove to this live performance by the KPS Performing Arts Society Choir, Sargam. Today, they are going to present Sufiana. The essence of Sufi music is to provide a means to seeker to transcend the realm of physical and instill virtues of compassion and love.
Nabi
May we have another round of applause?
thank you very much to the Performing Arts Department. That was so energising. It's kind of getting me set up for the day. So thank you, boys. Thank you. Wonderful. Really was super. So a very warm welcome to the 4th Model United Nations Conference here at Catan Public School. I am delighted to see so many delegates, and I think we've got approximately 200 this weekend. And welcome to those of you in Tunisia. I think some of you are already tuned online, so hi. Hope you're managing to follow us from away over there. My distinguished guests, fellow teachers and students from neighbouring schools, thank you for coming together to join us in this prestigious event.
It gives me immense pleasure to announce that Mr. Prathik will be overseeing our committee Child Entrepreneurship in India, Opportunities and Challenges. May I request Principal Ma'am and Head Senior School Ms. Rishika Sharma to welcome Mr. Prathik to our school campus.
Thank you so much to Catan Public School, the hosts, Ma'am Principal, teachers and everyone here. My good morning to everyone. I believe we've all energized and woken up after such a lively performance and a set of wonderful series of events, as well as the 2 days that lie ahead of us of healthy discussion. I would like to begin my address, as I always have in Model UN conferences, by looking at what we are doing here. We are here to say a simulation of the United Nations, but it's always something bigger than that. It's more than a simulation, as Ma'am Principal mentioned. As the conference began with the notion that we are here looking at the age of globalization. We all are living in the age of globalization. Who knew that, a war which is going on miles away from our country would affect us so directly and affect people around the world? We're all living in a very, very interconnected world. And to understand that world, it is important to reform our mindset. It is important to change the eyes with which we look at the world. And for that, it is important to have the globalized education. And I believe that Model UN conferences, through conferences like these, where young people from around the world have gathered and are here to discuss things which matter to the world today. I think these are the channels through which we make the idea of globalized education possible. And it is through these channels that we will be able to see the new world that is ahead of us.
And the entrepreneurial work. He has also been involved in working with organizations like SEVA and the Institute of Economic Growth, Delhi, to propel grassroots intervention and research for sustainable development. May we now request our principal, Ms. Claire White, and head of middle school, Ms. Aprajita Das, to welcome Mr. Lakshay Talwar to our school campus.
Hi, good morning to everyone present here. It's lovely to see so many faces after years of not being able to meet each other and do conferences like these. I just maybe spend some time on looking at where is this concept of Thinkers Conclave came about, how did this happen, and what we are hoping to achieve over these 2 days. The idea behind Thinkers Conclave is, as simple as what the name suggests. It's about being very careful with designing certain sessions that are able to propel us to think in different directions, right? Utilize different modes of thinking and design thinking to critical thinking to different tools of really understanding issues around us and cultivating a spirit of democratic discussion, right? And we really hope that these 2 days are able to sort of give you a glimpse of that and introduce you to that world. At one part, I believe that as MUNs have always been known for and such conferences have been, of course we would like that we're able to challenge conventional modes of thinking, we're able to go beyond what sometimes our classrooms are able to offer us and our other settings are able to offer us, but I think that's half the job, right? Critical thinking and challenging conventional modes of thinking is half the job that we would like to do here, but the next half that we would also like to achieve is very important as to how do we innovatively as young people solve for certain problems. right? And that's why we have designed these sessions. Just to give you a glimpse into some of the sessions that we are doing in this particular conference, all of these sessions have been designed keeping in mind the context that all of us come from, keeping in mind the different settings and how situations are evolving around us, and to be able to really cultivate a spirit of problem solving when we're coming together, right? The first session that we have is Creative Cities, Exploring Paths to Sustainable Urban Development. The session aims to look at how is it that we can move forward in terms of sustainable urban development. This question is something that, as our esteemed guests have also talked about, that's being deliberated across different spaces. But can we, as also young people, just think about how we can creatively think about this, right? And Creative Cities is one of the focus areas of this session, where we're looking at can our cities really leverage the creativity and creative industries as a path to fostering development. The next session is Child Entrepreneurship in India, Opportunities and Challenges. This session aims to look at the idea of creating a culture of entrepreneurial mindsets, a culture of entrepreneurship, and especially looking at can our schools such as these, right, settings such as these all over India and in developing worlds and otherwise, be spaces of cultivating entrepreneurship. And can we look at children and young people to be able to take that spirit up, right? And really be able to problem solve for certain things by cultivating an entrepreneurial mindset and a culture like that.
With the chief facilitator being Mr. Rohan Nagpal and Amrit Chauhan as the assistant EB. I would now like to invite the USG of Delegate Affairs, Anshika Kasana, to address the gathering on behalf of the Delegate Affairs team and the Secretariat.
Greeting to fellow delegates, esteemed chairs, and distinguished guests. It is a great honor for me, Anshika Kasana, USG Delegate Affairs, to address you all on behalf of the Secretariat. I would like to thank my teammate, Ms. Chavi Kaul, for shouldering responsibilities equally. It was exhilarating to work with the organizing team and with the highly responsible OC members. I feel honored to announce that in the 4th edition of Khitan MUN Global Thinkers Conclave, we have welcomed delegations from 17 schools from Delhi NCR and even around the globe from Tanzania, reaching the ballpark figure of 184 delegates, making it a hybrid event. I feel elated to coordinate with my friends from Tanzania.
Distinguished guests, student delegates, ladies and gentlemen, as the Secretary General of Khitan MUN Global Thinkers Conclave 4.0, I, Tanish Kaul, extend a very special welcome to all of you. I am both pleased and impressed to be surrounded by so many bright and inspirational young people. We, at the host school, hope that you will enjoy your experience and will take back a learning for lifetime. I look forward to your debates and discussions here over the next 2 days. Your busy agenda here covers topics as child entrepreneurship, vocational education, political defections, among many others.
Finally! Gosh, I can't feel my legs.
It's the first floor.
Who the heck pressed the first floor button?
I think it was you, Muffin Head.
Shut up, nerd. I think it was you.
Stop it! We're about to perform. Remember the rules?
Excuse me? Did you just say rules?
As in, R-U-L-E-S?
Yes, rules. Rule number 1, no. Only smiles, especially you.
Rule number 2, keep your back straight. Continuous slouching can result in spinal degeneration and can deteriorate overall spinal health and function.
Maintain
A good posture?
Well, that's one way to say it.
Rule number 3, be like me. classy, stylish, and perfect.
Yeah, more like classy, sassy, dumb,
Whatever.
Hey!
I did nothing. It was her.
Enough! When will you grow up? Anyway, rule number 4.
Teamwork.
Yes, teamwork. Alone, we can do so little. But together, we can do so much. Remember, we have 2 minutes and 38 seconds. Be quick, sneaky, and no mistakes whatsoever.
Roger?
Roger that.
All set?
Professor!
Una mattina mi sono alzato, oh vela ciao, vela ciao, vela ciao, ciao, ciao. Una mattina mi sono alzato e ho trovato l'invasor, un partigiano, portami via, oh vela ciao, vela ciao, vela ciao, ciao, ciao. Partigiano, portami via, che mi sento di morire. E se io muoio da partigiano, oh vela ciao, vela ciao, vela ciao, ciao, ciao. E se io muoio da partigiano, tu mi devi seppellir e seppellire. Oh vela ciao, vela ciao, vela ciao, ciao, ciao. E seppellire lassù in montagna, sotto l'ombra di un melfiore. Tutte le genti che passeranno, oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. E le genti che passeranno mi diranno che bel fiore, questo è il cuore del partigiano, oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Il fiore del partigiano, morto per la libertà.
That's how they advertise their channels and
Kind of so that the
shops.
thrifting can be done. So that's.
Also, like most of you are representing one of the brands or something, so you can also include it in your brand only. Like you
Yes,
know
of
that we
course.
have this portion of thrifted clothes as well.
इन कम्युनिटीज में जो माइनॉरिटीज है उन पे स्पेशल एम्फेसिस नहीं देगी गवर्नमेंट, तो उनके लिए सॉल्यूशंस अलग से कैसे निकलेंगे. अब पर्सनल लॉज है कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में फॉर दीज माइनॉरिटीज, सो दे आर स्पेसिफिक सॉल्यूशंस टू देयर प्रॉब्लम्स, टू दे फॉलो डिफरेंट ट्रेडिशंस, तो उनके लिए फिर अलग सॉल्यूशन निकालना पड़ेगा ना. फॉर दैट वी नीड डेलिब्रेशन इन द डिफरेंट स्टेट्स.
But programs like diploma, polytechnic and ITIs are providing reservation in seats. India में reservation है seats में, but वो उस scope से कर नहीं रहा है.
Yes. So I love to listen about news, international relationships. So I think it's going to be very interesting to study about politics and have different opinions with the unaccepted them or not accepted them. Thanks so much.
I'm really excited to be working with all of you guys, and
is destroying the planet with its global carbon emissions. If the industry keeps chugging along at this same rate, the Earth and its inhabitants will surely run out of resources or bury themselves in textile waste, whichever comes first. If you're aware of the Fashion Week, you would know how tremendously iconic it is, but unfortunately, it generates 37% of the annual global carbon emissions.
About other entrepreneurs so that they can also get to know that age doesn't matter.
Jobs present in the future, and how will you also motivate the parents to put their children into that?
Okay, so one of the option is that only workshop which we have discussed many of the times. Other than this can be that government should also reach to the citizens and parents also. They can tell their programs that one of them is the Business Blaster program that we all of us know, and the other policy that was introduced by the CBSE, that was the new education policy, which involves many of the practical that includes entrepreneurial skills.
Thank you, very good.
Thank you.
Greetings delegates, my name is Vartika Vani and I'm here with Tushar. So what's your committee?
I'm in child entrepreneurship.
And how's your MUN going so far?
My MUN is growing great. All the facilities and amenities are up to the mark. Till now I have no such problems, and we all are enjoying a lot. We are discussing, we are trying to make some practical models that can be implemented in real life.
How do you think your committee can help you in the future?
Well, this whole MUN, this whole committee, this is giving me an experience on how government policies can be framed, on how we can actually make something that is implementable and not repeat those mistakes that we did and make ourselves go for the progress.
All right, thank you.
Adya Tripathi.
You're from which school?
I'm from Alpine International School.
And your committee is?
My committee is Child Entrepreneurship.
Alright, so can you tell me how MUN helps you in real life?
I feel like it's a place where I can channel my, debating skills. I feel like I'm outspoken sometimes. So I feel like I can really channel those, energy into topics that we actually need to talk about. So it's quite a good experience for me.
Ahana Mitha.
You're from which school, Ahana?
I'm from Air Force Golden Jubilee Institute.
And what's your committee?
Sustainable Fashion in India, Future Trends and Scopes.
Alright, so how do you think your committee is going to help you in real life?
I mean, it's sustainable fashion, so obviously the amount of waste we're producing right now, the textile industry produces around 90% of the waste right now. So obviously sustainable fashion, incorporating views and future trends about what we can do in the future is going to help us. Obviously, I can move in a daily life, we can get solutions for what we should do in our daily routine. So,
and are you enjoying your MUN so far?
I am, yes. We're having a very fruitful discussion in our committee right now, and I'm really glad.
Thank you.
Is a magical performance of our Waste Drop rock stars performing medley, Hall of Fame and Believer. The band has been prepared under the able guidance of Michael sir, Salman sir and Neeraj sir. Let us infuse some more energy in them with a huge round of applause.
Banging on his door.
Plastics last by the grace of the fire and the flames. You're the face of the future, the blood in my veins. Oh, ooh, the blood in my veins. Oh, ooh. When they dab it, for it, they rip it, they limit it, they broke up, and it rained down, love. Hey, you with me, are you with me, oh, believer, believer. Hey, you with me down and let me, oh, believer, believer. Hey, don't let the bullets fly, don't let the rain. My love, my competition. Hey, you with me, are you with me, oh, believer, believer.
A noted environmentalist, also known as the Tree Lady of India. Ma'am has always been a driving force behind all the plantation drives across Ghaziabad and our Khaitan Public School as well. Your life's journey is highly inspiring. May I request Principal Ma'am and Head Senior School, Ms. Rishika Sharma, to welcome Mrs. Raj Sharma to school campus.
Good evening, children Khaitanians.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
खैतान का ये 21 वर्ष का सफर इतना अमेजिंग, इतना सुंदर देख के आज मैं खुद हैरान हूं कि आज खैतान कहां पहुंच गया।
Thanks a lot for your words, ma'am. Truly, truly inspiring. The gracious lady with great poise, an embodiment of gentleness who keeps inspiring others all the time is our school principal, Miss Claire White. May I request Claire ma'am to come up on the dais and share her experience of hosting 4th edition of Khaitan MU and Global Thinkers Conclave.
Right, good afternoon everybody, and you're not going to want to listen to me for very long, but I'm just going to say what an absolutely amazing couple of days that I've witnessed here. So I think I went into 4 rooms, and I just want to say, EBs, oh my goodness, you were amazing. How sensitive you were when you actually spoke to all the candidates, it was just amazing. There was some very volatile conversations starting, but the reasoning that you gave behind all your questioning was just superb. So my hat's off to you. Thank you very much. Delegates, I've got some here as young, I think, as grade 6 and grade 7, and the maturity that you showed when you were doing your speeches, fantastic. Thank you so much for those youngsters that are here today. I listened to child entrepreneurship. I have to say, starting grade 1, you're never too young to start. Start with the financial literacy part, and as they grow older, they really build into it. That was amazing. The other thing which I loved was the vocational training, listening to that. We're not very good in India about our vocational training. So we need to be better. We need to be better here at KPS, and we're looking at that for the future. So that was really great. The last one that I looked at wasn't the last one, but fiction and history. I wasn't a lover, I wasn't going to go to that one, but they were talking about the film Padmavat. Now I went to see that, so it was really interesting. And it was all in Hindi, and yes, I didn't understand a word of it, but it was fascinating to hear this argument about it. And it wasn't until after I had seen it that I realised the sort of the uproar that was involved in it. I just went and I saw a film with a beautiful love story, fantastic background, fantastic music, and I loved that film. But it was only later that I realised, that there was a little bit of history involved in it. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say. I just want to put it back over to all my anchors because I know you're desperate. I know everybody's desperate to get all this lined up. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming and joining us for a wonderful 2 days. Thank you.
And now, the time to announce the winners for the Khaitan MUN Global Thinkers Conclave 4.0 is here. Now, I would like to invite the Chief Facilitator of Creative Cities Exploring Paths to Sustainable Urban Development, Mr. Rohan Nagpal, to address the gathering and announce the winners.
So can we have Amrit Chauhan, Assistant EB of Creative Cities, on stage, please? Amrit, you there?
So, hello everyone, my name is Amrit Chauhan and I was the Assistant EB for the Committee Creative Cities. So, we had quite a great discussion yesterday also and today also about the creative cities and how to actually, provide solution to attain the Sustainable Urban Development Goal under the United Nations and the UN SDGs goal number 11, and that how the UCCN network works and what are the benefits of it and how India would be benefited if more cities would be a part of it. So it was quite a great discussion today also. So yeah.
Good evening everyone, thank you so much. First of all, I would like to congratulate Khaitan School on reconceptualizing the way debates and discussions take place through this conference. Very good. The committee that we had today looked at film historically. We moved from the importance of history to the historian's craft to creative liberties in a very nice manner. As per the award list, I would announce it in a descending order, of course. Honorable mentions go to Mr. M.K. Raghavendran and Film Critic 3. Please to come on the stage.
Thank you. Our committee dealt with political defections in India, which has been a contemporary debate striking at the heart of democracy. And I think all delegates who participated surpassed our expectations. Many of them were first-timers. Many of them were just in their class 6th or 7th. And for them to engage with such a complex issue of both legal policy as well as reforms in internal democracy of how political parties and elections function in India was truly a remarkable job. I would like to first thank the backbone of our committee and of course in any MUN, that is the logistics and OC members, particularly Avni Tomar of class 9B. Thank you so much for your relentless running around, helping us all and accommodating our needs. Thank you, the Secretariat of KPS, and particularly Lakshya for inviting me here. And of course, Snehalata ma'am for her hospitality and warmth. I must of course thank Rohan for being a very cooperative and adept co-executive board member who helped me throughout the days in marking and keeping track of all speeches and giving feedback to each and every delegate. We had delegates from abroad joining online from Tanzania, and despite all the limitations of the hybrid setup, they actively participated in all discussions. So special thanks and congratulations to people and the delegation from the schools from Tanzania. Our delegates did really exceptionally well, and before we come to the awards, of course, we are limited by the amount and number of awards that we gave, but I hope that each one of you is carrying back with you important learnings of how you basically engage with each other and how you put forward your points across in sometimes very limited time constraints. So I'll now invite Rohan to do the honors. Thank you and congratulations everyone.
A very warm evening and thank you Faizan for calling me up. So here are the results of the political defection committee and they will be in the reverse order of the position. So the honorable mention goes to Kapil Sibal and Mukul Rohatgi. Special mention goes to Rajesh Patnekar and Ashok Desai. And the high commendation goes to Tushar Mehta. And the best speaker is Gautam Bhatia. Congratulations to all the winners.
We were mainly discussing manufactured consent. The idea was to discuss bias in news media, specifically with the focus on Indian media. And it was great that all of us came to the same conclusion that Indian media is in a really bad state. And there was a very productive debate about how to fix that and some very, very interesting ideas. And kudos to everyone in the committee because, well, there will be some awards and some people did slightly better than others. But overall, I was really, really surprised at how much everyone engaged. At some level, media is close to all of our hearts because we all have to, by our will or not, sometimes we're just forced to engage with it by our parents forwarding media things on WhatsApp. So, well, and all of them had an opinion and they were quite vocal about it. So congratulations to everyone who participated. And Ananya, do you want to announce the awards? I know you've been up here, but...
Hello everyone, thank you so much. I was honored to be the assistant TB for the committee. Mr. Daksh is probably one of the coolest EBs I've ever met, and the delegates are one of the most incredible batch of people I've met. I won't take much of your time. So the best speaker goes to Krishna Chauhan. High commendation goes to Kinisha Gulati. Special mention goes to Harjas Singh Chadha. Honorable mention goes to Nandini Verma. And another honorable mention goes to Chenna.
Hi, thank you so much. Can I please have everyone's attention? So there's not much I would say, but the word award itself basically for me stands for always working, adapting, researching and developing. That's it. That's what it means for me. And the one thing that I promised my delegates in the committee was that once you walk out of that door, on the end of the second day, I will make sure that you are a more confident speaker, a better debater, a better researcher, and a better human being overall. And I at least hope that I stuck to my promise throughout. So that being said, let's cut to the chase, shall we? Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so starting from the descending order, our two honorable mentions in a particular order goes to Honorable Mention 2, Minister of Textiles, and Honorable Mention 1, the CEO of RGO. Can I please have you guys on stage? Thank you so much. Moving ahead, we have two special mentions again in a particular order. Special mention 2 goes to Fashion Designer 2, and special mention 1 goes to the CEO of Fab India. Guys, need to have you on stage right away.
The purpose of awards is to recognize and appreciate exceptional performance, and I would not be doing that if I didn't thank my assistant EB member, Asta Arora, as well as thank from the bottom of my heart the organizing committee member who was in the committee, Akshat. So please give them a huge round of applause. As far as the committee went, I think the delegates had a very positive engagement with the theme. They were able to challenge the existing limitations and come up with productive solutions. So in that regard, I think this was a hugely successful committee session, and all of them deserve a huge round of applause. And before I move on to the formal awards, I would also like to just verbally mention two of the delegates who were the youngest delegates in the committee as well, Manas Jha and Aksit Jan. Please give them a round of applause. Exceptional performance in committee, and I hope you keep doing more of debates and MUNs. Let's move on to the formal awards. We have honorable mention, Chairperson of CBSE, Tanmay Mohan. We have special mention, Vice Chancellor of DSEU, Mannat Bhogal. High commendation, Atishi Marlena, Bhavika Kaushik. And for the Best Speaker Award, President Child Fund India, Mridani Verma.
Initially, the flow of debate was, quite going in a very wrong direction. So with a bit of little hammering, they were eventually able to unleash their immense potential, and it ended up in a very, beautiful substantive debate throughout, and the committee ended on a high note with a very substantive document, through which I would like to give, they should always give a pat on the back, everyone. Thank you. And to announce the awards, I would like to give the floor to Lakshita.
Greetings everyone. I would like to thank Anmol for being such an amazing EB and the delegates for indulging in an intellectual and fun conversation for the 2 days. I hope the delegates take a lot of knowledge and memories with them at the end of the 2-day conference. Without further delay, I would like to announce the results. So, the best delegate for the committee is Atul Kumar Tiwari.
International press was extremely fun and highly successful. The last session specifically was absolute chaos, and I loved every minute of it. And everyone was amazing, and the talent was highly impressive this year. Not to mention the majority of the members were first-timers in our committee. Before the announcements, I'd like to thank Gun, our OC, for being absolutely amazing, and for being ever ready for our logistical issues and my never-ending water requests. Of course, Tanesh, for being a phenomenal assistant EB. The event would not be possible without your inputs and tireless work, along with the fantastic way you instructed the kids. And last but not least, I'd like to thank Honorable Principal Ma'am and Snelata Ma'am and the entirety of the Secretariat. I'm sure everyone would agree the event was a massive success. Can we please have a round of applause for everyone? We'll go in a descending order. The special mentions go to Khanak Kumar and Kaira Dua.
This MUN was not possible without the marvelous team and a lot of people working behind the stage. I would now like to invite the person without whom this event wouldn't have been possible. our Chef de Cabinet, Ms. Nilata Chauhan. A one-woman army, an incredible all-rounder, a great mentor, and a perfectionist. She carries the pride and honor, all the while juggling everything effortlessly. She's a methodical event organizer who conceptualizes, visualizes, and brings every event to fruition. She's the literal soul of a Khaitan MUN Global Thinkers Conclave 4.0. I would request our Chef de Cabinet, Ms. Nilata Chauhan, to address the gathering.
Good evening, everyone present here. So, after 2 days of these heated debate, passionate proclamations and substantial solutions, we have come to the closing ceremony of Khaitan MUN Global Thinkers Conclave 4.0. It was a bittersweet time for all of us. Sweet because our purpose of igniting minds to start thinking was served. Sweet because everyone did their job to perfection. Delegates, executive board members, faculty members, and the secretariat alike. And bitter because it has come to an end now. I would like to thank our Vice Chairman, Mr. Anirudh Khaitan, and Principal Ma'am, Ms. Claire White, for being the ever-encouraging torchbearers. Next, I would like to thank our dear Head of Senior School, Rishika Sharma Ma'am, Head of Middle School, Aprajita Roy Das, and our special guest, Prathit Singh and Mrs. Raj Sharma, for being with us on both these 2 days. The teachers for providing support wherever it was required. Also, I would like to thank the ultimate superheroes from the IT team, Sandeep sir and Vijender. Along with his own army, the admin team and the support staff with their captains, we owe huge thanks to all of you. Now, I would like to reintroduce to you the organizing team of the event led by Tanish Kaul. May I have you all on the stage, please? These are the charmers who has done this magic with this one-woman army and the supporters, and there is one lady sitting for all the moral support, Ms. Claire White, our principal ma'am. Thank you so much to all of you. This vote of thanks is incomplete without thanking Lakshya Talwar and the executive board members, the delegates who are sitting here, who made this debate possible. Thanks to all of you. And of course, all this could never happen possibly without the support of our own Anusuya ma'am and her PA team. Thanks to you, ma'am, and all the teachers of the department, the two super ladies standing right behind me, Monica Kaul ma'am and Ankita Agarwal. Ankita ma'am, can we have you on stage, please?
On the eve of MUN 2022, culmination, the students of the KPS Classical Dancers Fraternity present Karna, the unsung hero. Concept, choreography and direction by Acharya Anusuya Ghosh Banerjee, assisted by Ms. Suman Rawat. Let's all behold Karna.
Born out of the blood of the sun, lived like the sun, and descended like the sun, leaving behind his benevolence in the horizon. Karna said, "They are sinners who spoke only of caste. What do I know of this sin? For me, my caste is being a warrior. Read the way I shine my valor. Every part of my body symbolizes the essence of my history. I paid my debt through my courage, truth, patience, and sacrifice. Whenever the world opens the pages of history, they shall bow to the great unsung warrior, Karna.
शिथिल कर पार्थ किंचित भी न मंतु न धर्मा धर्म में पर भीर बंतु कड़ा कर वृक्ष को शर्म आर इसको चढ़ा शायक तुरंत संघार इसको हंसा राधी।
हाँ अब देर भी क्या सुशोभन कर्म में अवसेर भी क्या कि ठाकुर
कुछ और दिखलाते नहीं क्यों, सुदर्शन ही उठाते हैं नहीं क्यों। थके बहुविध स्वयं ललकार करके, गया थक पार्थ भी शर्मार करके, मगर ये वक्ष फटता ही नहीं है, प्रकाशित शीश कटता ही नहीं है। कहा जो आपने सब कुछ सही है, मगर अपनी मुझे चिंता नहीं है। सुयोधन हेतु ही पछता रहा हूं, बिना विजयी बनाए जा रहा हूं। वृथा है पूछना किसने किया क्या, जगत के धर्म को संबल दिया क्या। सुयोधन था खड़ा कल तक जहां पर, न है क्या आज पांडव भी वहां पर। उन्होंने कौन सा अपधर्म छोड़ा, किए से कौन कुत्सित कर्म छोड़ा। गिनाऊं क्या, स्वयं सब जानते हैं, जगत गुरु आपको हम मानते हैं।
पवित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे।
किया किसका नहीं कल्याण उसने, दिए क्या क्या न छिप कर दान उसने। जगत के हेतु ही सर्वस्व खोकर, मरा वो आज रण में निस्व होकर। उगी थी ज्योत जग को तारने को, न जन्मा था पुरुष वो हारने को। मगर सब कुछ लुटाकर दान के हित, सुयश के हेतु नर कल्याण के हित। दया कर शत्रु को भी त्राण देकर, खुशी से मित्रता पर प्राण देकर। गया है कर्ण भू को दीन करके, मनुष्य कुल को बहुत बलहीन करके।
May we have a huge round of applause.
As is customary, no MUN conference ends without the declaration of closing by the Secretary General. So now, I hand the dais over to the Secretary General Tanish Kaul to give the vote of thanks for Khitan MUN Global Thinkers Conclave 4.0 and declare the conference closed.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the place where we started from yesterday. I, Tanish Kaul, with my entire team of Thinkers Conclave, are extremely proud of you and your accomplishments. At the beginning of conference, I told you that as young men and women, you hold the key to the future in your hands. Ours is the most connected generation that has ever lived. Throughout your deliberations, your work and cooperation have shown your inordinate abilities in this regard. You have achieved this and so much more over the last 2 days. I know you all are tired and I'll keep my remarks brief. It isn't easy to look at a person in opposition and credit them with good intentions. This is the challenge diplomats face every day. To witness controversy and understand their opposition comes to this table, with a context and lived experience fundamentally different from their own. All of you have just spent 2 days in an intellectual exercise that challenges your policy understanding and your negotiating skills. But I would emphasize on the fact that the most important part of Model UN is that it has an exercise in radical empathy. Over the last 2 days, you have stood in the shoes of people whose beliefs and policy pursuits are different from your own, and in some cases, those beliefs run counter to your convictions. This is a lesson that all levels of policy makers, government, and our neighbors need to learn and live. Empathy and willingness to solve problems with understanding and consideration for others' needs. Now I present to you my last official words as the Secretary General of Global Thinkers Conclave 4.0. I, Tanish Kaul, on the behalf of the Secretariat, declare the conference closed. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, dear audience, for joining us at the Khaitan MUN Global Thinkers Conclave 4.0. We hope to see you again in the next Thinkers Conclave, organized next year with the same rigor and more research at your end. Hasta la vista. Goodbye till we meet again. Please proceed towards the white staircase. The OCs will escort you towards the exit. Signing off, Aditi Shrivastava and Ananya Baid.